I'm going to run you through step by step on how I am going to write this individual a workout program. So he's 33 years old. He's a male. He's 5'9", 198 pounds. He works 8 hours a day, married, 2 young kids, and he wants to have more energy for his kids. He wants to lose belly fat, and he's been struggling with this for years. So if this explains you to a T, then just follow this workout program. I'm going to write this person. And if you want a free workout program, then all you have to do is go onto my Instagram and either send me a DM with this information or go onto any of my posts that I have created recently, and it will tell you the instructions on there on how to do it. All you have to do is just comment these instructions, and I pick people to write programs for. So I am going to walk you through my entire thinking process. If you don't know who I am, my name's Asher. I've been a fitness coach for 6 years. I have been helping Christian men get in the or get healthy for the past 6 years and helping them stay healthy for the rest of their life. And a big part of what I do is I tackle people's situations and create workout programs accordingly, because a big problem is people will try and mend their life to specific workout programs, but that's not the right thing to do. What you should be doing instead is mending the workout program to fit to your life. Because with Trey here, having been married and also 2 kids and working 8 hours, he's not going to be able to work out for 2 hours every single day, okay? So let's begin. So first things first, what I want to do is, again, this is not really something I do in my coaching program. I have something else that I do to calculate macros and calories, but this is what I do with people that just want to start. Okay, so this is a free website. It's caloriecalculator.net. Make sure you go to the macro calculator, and we can just put everything in here. So he is 33. He is 5'9", and he weighs 198 pounds. Whoops, not 298, 198. And he works at a desk, or he's an MRI tech that works 8 hours a day. So what I am going to do is I'm going to put sedentary, so little or no exercise. Now this can change over time, right? Like I would redo your macros and calories after about 4 weeks of you working out and training, okay? And his goal, because he's not severely obese, like if he was 398 pounds, I could probably put extreme weight loss, but for him, mild weight loss will do, because we are going to be lifting weights, and I don't want him to lose a lot of muscle, okay? So we can just click calculate here. Now, there's a couple different results: balanced, low fat, low carb, high protein, create your own. You can see what high protein gives you. I'll get into this a little bit later. High protein, it only being 166, this is actually pretty low. So I would actually go to create your own here. 55 grams of fat is also pretty low. I would never go below like 65. A healthy range is anywhere between 70 to 90. So what I would do in this scenario is I would increase the protein to about 100. Oh, it won't let me do that. Hold on. Let me increase the fat a little bit. So I would increase this to 70, and then, oh, it literally won't let me do it. That's incredibly weird. Oh, wait a second. That's why. Hold on. Maybe it wants me to go to, let me do this instead. This will probably be better. Yeah, because I put sedentary. Yeah, that was the reason. So with sedentary, this is what I want him to be at, about 180. So with sedentary, like, you're not going to be able to eat a lot of calories, because what this website is doing is it expects you to literally sit down and do absolutely nothing. So with him, I would want him to be at about 180 and about 73 grams of protein. Sometimes it's hard to get it correct because of the bars and whatnot. Okay, we'll do that. Whatever. 180, 71 grams of fat, 243 grams of carbs. This really doesn't matter that much, again, because he's going to start losing weight immediately, and he can make adjustments to his macros and calories accordingly. Again, this is just something to start someone off on, okay? Now, next thing where I want to go to is I want to start with the workout program, okay? Now, I have a couple different templates. So I have a 3-day split, a 4-day split, and a 5-day split, and I change it according to their situation. So Trey has never lifted weights before. Okay, so his workout program is going to be a little bit different from the person who has lifted weights before. Okay, so first, what we're going to tackle is his struggles. All right, so because he has never lifted weights before, right, this is something I want him to tackle. I'll include this inside of the instructions. But the biggest struggle he probably has is his job because he works 8 hours a day. So what I will include is I will say, start bringing your lunch to work. And then I will also include, learn how to meal prep. Okay, and then the last thing that I will include for struggles is talk to your wife about your fitness goals. And the reason why I say this is because it is very, very, very important for your wife to be on the exact same boat as you. Believe me, I've been doing this for a very, very long time. And when the wife's not on board, you will also lose it. Believe me, it is very unfortunate. Okay, so these are instructions for the program. So first thing that I will include is get a cheap gym membership. Also instructions I will include, start small, lift light for first 2 weeks. Okay. And then the last thing for instructions is I am probably going to tell him to work out before work, actually. Work out before work. Okay. Now the reason behind me telling him this is because he probably goes to work from 9 to 5. And I have found that if you try and procrastinate working out until after work, there's going to be a lot higher chance of you making excuses to not go. Your wife had a bad day at work, your kids got sick, or your wife really needs help at the house, whatever it may be, and then that automatically you're like, oh well, that obviously goes over my health. And it's like, well, if you just would have gone in the morning and you would have gone to the gym while your wife was still asleep and your kids were still asleep, you would avoid that problem in totality, right? So those are the notes or instructions for this. Now, what I will say is I am going to start Trey off of only lifting 3 times per week. 3, which is very simple. Anyone can do 3 times per week, waking up at 5 a.m. going to go, work out or whatever. Okay. Now, because he's never lifted weights before, this is going to be a very, very machine focused workout program. Okay. Now, what I will also say is the sets and the reps for this specific program does not matter as much as you think. The biggest part of starting this workout routine, if you've never lifted weights before and you're just kind of confused on where to start, the biggest thing is just going. Stepping inside the gym and getting comfortable with machines, maybe doing some dumbbell work here and there, right? But the biggest thing to establish is just going and making it a part of your routine, okay? So this is just going to be an upper-lower accessory split. So upper being upper body, lower being legs, and accessories being like biceps and triceps, shoulders, maybe some rear delts, stuff like that. So let's get started. Again, the sets and the reps don't really matter too much, at least to start. Right? Obviously, I would give this guy different instructions if he said he's been working out for 5 or 6 years, right? So let's start out. First, upper body exercise. Let's do machine. Whoops. Why does it keep doing that? Machine flat press. This will hit his chest. 3 sets of 6 to 8. Let's actually do 10 to 12. Because the lower the rep count, I have found that people try and kill themselves, which is not good. Machine lateral raise, that's good. Dumbbell shoulder press, we're actually going to swap this to machine shoulder press. Again, we're not really going to be focused too much on free weights because he's never lifted weights before. Machine row, that's good. Cable fly. What we're going to do with this is we are actually going to do pec deck fly, okay? So with this first upper body day, we have hit chest, we have hit shoulders, we have hit back. So that is good. Everything in the upper area. Lower. So with this template, I forget what program this was for, or for what person, but right now we have leg press, goblet squats, bodyweight lunges, ab crunch machine. Overall, that's pretty good. And wait, actually, now looking at this upper day, let me change this to 10 to 12 reps actually. And then right here, we'll actually do 15 reps. We'll do 2 sets of 15. So leg press, that's fine. Goblet squats, that's a little bit advanced. So let's actually change this to leg extensions. Bodyweight lunges, that's fine. Just being honest though, bodyweight lunges doesn't really do a whole lot. So what we're going to include here is we will do lying leg curl. Why don't we start with that? Again, a lot of machines, but that is okay. So ab crunch machine. We could do that. Let me change this lying leg curl real quick to 3 sets of 12. So ab crunch machine, yeah, I mean that's fine. Again, abs, you can only hit abs in so many different ways, and that's definitely a good machine to start on. Now, accessories. This is fun because this is going to be the area where I do want to incorporate some dumbbells. So we are going to be doing dumbbell bicep curl, love that. Dumbbell tricep extension, love that. Dumbbell hammer curl, like that. Barbell row, do not like that at all. So let's change this actually to dumbbell row instead. Barbell row, it can actually affect your lower back a little bit. I don't want him to throw himself out, especially because he's in his 30s. Cable tricep extension, that's fine. I can definitely keep that. However, you know what? Now thinking about it, let's change this dumbbell tricep extension. I don't like that because that is kind of advanced. So we will change this to, you know what? Let's do diamond push-ups, actually. Why don't we switch to that? Diamond push-ups, and then let's just do 2 sets of failure. That's fine. All the rest of these sets and reps are good. Yep, all good there. All good there. So again, this is just going to be the start of his 3-day split. So over time, I hope he increases to 4 or 5 days. But again, this is just to get someone started, right? Because a lot of times people go in there without a plan. They don't know how to formalize anything, and they just walk in and out kind of confused. They think they did something when they really didn't, okay? Now, the most important part, calories and macros. So if we go right back over to this calorie calculator, it looks like he's going to be eating about 2271 calories. So we can go here, 22, why wouldn't it work? 2271. Protein, I can't remember, what was it? 180, 243, 71. So 180, 243, and then 71. And then all of these are grams. All right. Now that we have his calories and macros, here are some notes that he needs to establish, okay? And this is very, very important. This is where a lot of people go wrong, okay? So the biggest thing I'm going to have him do is eat 100 grams of protein for 2 weeks before increasing. Okay? Very, very important because some people will just automatically jump to the 180 grams of protein and then they'll fall off. Like they'll get really overwhelmed and they'll stop eating it and then they'll be like, why does this keep happening? Believe me, just stick with something small and then over time increase, okay? Next thing I'm going to put on his notes again, make sure your wife is on board. Again, biggest part about being married when you are trying to be on a nutrition plan is making sure your wife knows what you are doing. Don't go to the store and buy a bunch of, high protein stuff and then your wife's like, why are you doing this? And it's not that she doesn't want you to do it, it's just that she doesn't understand. So I always tell husbands, invite your wives into your fitness journey, okay? So again, I can go over this real quick. So here are the struggles. This is what he needs to tackle first. Start bringing your lunch to work, learn how to meal prep, talk to your wife about fitness goals. Here are the instructions for the workout program. And then here are the calories and the macros. right here. And then here is the workout split. Workout 3 times a week, upper, lower accessories. Okay. Again, this is just a beginner starter program. This is not something where I want him to do forever, right? If anything, I want him to do this for like maybe 6 to 8 weeks and then increase to 4 days and then also get better at tracking your calories and macros, right? Notice how I'm not incorporating a bunch of crazy high intensity training. Go for, a 2-mile run. We don't need to focus on that right now. We need to focus on weight training. We need to focus on resistance training. It's going to get your heart rate up. You're going to burn more calories. And the biggest thing about this is making sure your wife is on track, making sure that you're tracking your food, and making sure that you are hitting those calories and macros every single day. But if y'all enjoyed this video, I write these programs every single day. If anything, I write way more than one every single day. So if y'all like this video, like it. I hope this helps. Take screenshots of this video. Anyone can run this program. It's a very, very basic program. I just think more people need to know about the thought process behind writing workout programs. Okay? But I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, if y'all want a free workout program, go to my Instagram, DM me, shoot me a comment with all the information, and I will get it settled for you. But take care. God bless.